there were a number of times where we'd be shooting a summer scene or an early autumn scene, and all of a sudden 75-mile-an-hour winds, the Chinooks blowing lights, and all the crew guys holding everything down. And they were like, let's go, the snow's coming. We'd get a dump and we'd have to run back to the tent and change into winter wear and shoot year 2 in winter in a matter of 20 minutes. Yeah, it was crazy.
Any battle scars for anybody on that mountain?
We both got blisters from learning how to chop wood. That does happen. that's for sure.
Welcome to the Variety Virtual Studio at Sundance. I am senior film writer Matt Donnelly. Thrilled to welcome director and star Wright and her co-star Demian Bichir of the film Land. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. When I received the script about 3 years ago, it was when we were all hearing about, and many people experiencing, loss of loved ones from these random shooters.
Yeah.
And it was happening so frequently. And I just kept thinking, how do these people get through? Everybody gets through in a different way. And I wanted to make a movie about hope and resilience and the kindness of human beings.
What I love about this script is that you see these two different human beings meeting in the strangest place, the last corner of the world, and how, this is so timely that we really can do a lot for each other, whether you know your neighbor or not. We're all the same and we're on the same boat. And what the characters go through, it's relevant because of that. And at the end, you end up learning from each other and being saved in many ways from each other, for each other. We actors, we know what we love and hate. Mm-hmm. So when they become a director or when we direct, it's very easy to, know what we want and hate, and what we love and what we need, So great directors such as, the big heavyweights that I've the fortune to work with in the past, they have that in common with Robin. And they provide every tool you need, not only actors, but everybody around you in order to perform your best, in every department. So yes, we had a bear whisperer, a squirrel whisperer, and the actor's whisperer. So that was very easy to, move along because she didn't have to say much. A great director is like that. They just know what they want and they're very, very clear and sharp.
I'm so blessed to have had Demian play Miguel. I mean, he is him, so that wasn't a big stretch. And we didn't have, it was for Demian because he likes to move a lot like this with his hands, and he's very expressive, and he had to sit on his hands a lot just to be the Zen master. Yeah, right. It wasn't difficult because I had an incredible team around me making this film. We made it in 29 days. So we didn't have time. We didn't have rehearsal time. We didn't have time to do more than 2 takes. Sometimes we didn't have time to do more than 2 angles per shot. We just you had to pick your battles. Like, what were the priorities? Well, the priorities were, we had to get 4 seasons over the course of 2.5 years in 29 days. So if I hadn't had that team there were 3 female producers in the tent every day watching playback, and they are soldiers. So I got to hand it to them because I never could have done it without them. The editing went through many iterations of a cut of this film. I mean, it was like a Rubik's Cube. We were like, do we show the event? We shot it. In the script, it was originally the opening scene where you saw the actual event, and then you see, her unfolding new life. And I just felt like we could trust the audience to be engaged with going along the journey with this particular person's way of healing.
That bear sequence, by the way, is terrifying. How was that to handle? I assume it's not a CGI bear. So.
It is special effects, visual effects that we put in after. It wasn't safe to have the the trained bear on an open set in the wilderness, because we had real bears around our set all day. We had a bear whisperer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they were around. They were hungry. You're living in the wild. And we lived up on the mountain in our trailers, the producer and I, to be able to wake up in that quiet and hear the sounds of nature and the animals and the wind, and not hear cars and trains and honking horns.
Of course, I'm a city rat, growing up in Mexico City and then living in New York and now in Los Angeles. Every time I have a chance to be in front of nature with, in such a way, in front of an ocean or, these mountains, you're not the same person after that, and that to me was probably one of the most beautiful experiences ever, as an actor. And in that specific time of my life, I believe that Robin played that character in my life. This character that Miguel plays, in Edee's life. She did that with me, when she invited me over to be with her in that up in those mountains. She became Miguel, my Miguel, and that was really, really helpful and beautiful. You don't usually have that chance, to find everything in one package, to be able to work with a beautiful actor and a great director now. I knew that when I saw her work in House of Cards, and it was just a joy, to watch her do this for the first time in a feature, I mean. And I had the best seat on the house, to watch this beautiful actor in action.